Hi everybody, welcome back. For those of you that are new joining us, my name is Ricky, and today we are going to do just a quick walk around tour of our farm, Connerty Meadows farm. I had originally thought I was going to do this on about the 15th of May, but today is my dad's birthday, so happy birthday, Dad. I thought it'd be kind of fun to be able to say hi. And the other thing is, a little later this week, it's my youngest niece's birthday. I'm not going to mention any names for privacy reasons, but happy birthday! You know who you are. All right, let's get started on the tour, shall we? This is our blackberry bed that we made, and it's hard to tell if our sticks are alive at the moment, but I have interplanted in with some cosmos and some zinnias and sunflowers and a few other seeds, so we'll see what else comes up. And as you can tell, the ground here is really wet, so that's why it was so important to get these raised beds up here in front of all of the coops. Oh, hello, Sylvester. I swear he likes to make an appearance in all the videos. Hey, buddy. You say hi to everybody? For those of you that are wondering why he's named Sylvester, we think that he looks like Sylvester from Sylvester and Tweety Bird. So this week I also got some more plants put in here. I got some little lavender guys put in, some rosemary, and a few other little things. I transplanted some of the sunflowers from that were in the raised bed over into here. Really, Sylvester? And so far everything is looking really good. It's looking really happy. Even the stuff that I dug up out of the ground, like, so when we made these beds, I had to dig up all of that comfrey, and it is looking really happy. Actually, it's looking much happier since I moved it here into the raised beds than it was when they were just in the ground, which is a surprise considering how drowning they were. And then I have moved our hop plant that was over on the other side of the house by the plum trees. I moved it over here so that it is going to be able to hopefully climb up and over that. Garlic is still looking good. Over on the end here of the garlic beds, I did put in some of the sunflowers that I transferred over from the other raised beds, and then I put in some kale, which you can see popping up in there. Just this end, because the garlic died off because the leaves just didn't stay on this corner all winter long for some reason. But it's all right. Let's have a walk around and see what's up in the gardens. So we got some chives here, and then we do have some brassicas in here coming up. No sign of my carrots yet. They're a little slow this year, which is kind of concerning. I've already put in my marigolds. They've taken a little bit of beating when the weather cooled down a bit, but they're there. You can see on that side there, the onions have come up. Now the peas, though, they are looking fantastic. So, you can see. So I've got lots of onions coming up. This one is one that was in the ground over the winter. I somehow missed it in the picking, and same with this one. So I've got a couple that have already got a bit of a head start. Now down in here, we got some brassicas growing. That's underneath the arch. So down here as well, I don't know if you guys can see this. See all this stuff here? So I forgot to thrash this straw before I put it down. Oh, so nice. And unfortunately, in not thrashing it, there was a lot of seeds in this straw. Some years you get straw with like no seeds, and other years you get like this where Sylvester, there's piles and piles of seeds. And so the whole point of the straw in preventing weeds is that it's not preventing weeds if it's actually giving you weeds. I try to come in once or twice a day. These will grow unbelievably fast. To pick these, because when they're little like this, they come right up. Once they're really well established though, their root system goes down pretty far. So getting them out is a little bit more difficult. I just push the straw aside and I can pop them up. So note to self, thrash. So if you don't know what that means, shake your straw so this would be a seed pod here. Shake it to make sure that none of these have seeds that are viable left in it. Or you're gonna end up doing what I'm doing here. See, so there's a whole bunch of green stuff right there. You can see all the seeds. So I just come in and I just rip them all out. And then cover it all back up. Oh, buddy. So in between these arches, oh, I have more brassicas growing down along here that are looking good. And then I have some strawberries in there, the rhubarb. So not all of my rhubarb came back. A little tiny one here. There's a tiny one there. So I was in Walmart the other day and they had a small plant. So I'm gonna plant that later this afternoon. But yeah, so I put some more chives down here. Very nice. And so we have some more brassicas coming in. So basically under all of the arches, I have put radish or brassicas, because once it's warmed up in another couple weeks, then underneath all of them is gonna be like the melons and the cucumbers and stuff. And so the brassicas and the radish will stay a little bit more shaded, which means that they'll last a little bit longer. And I cannot believe I literally was in these beds for like hours this morning. There is so much. This is crazy. All right, I really shouldn't be doing this on camera. But you know, it's a funny thing when you're a gardener, you're just like, you see something, you're like, it has to be done right now. Can't wait. But I can. I will wait. So in our little water trough, I was thinking I was just gonna take this guy out, put a bunch more soil in and plant it. But I noticed this morning, so I had dill in here last year and I have a little dill plant there. So I think I didn't actually start any dill this year early. So I think my hands are kind of tied as to me putting more stuff in here. I might just do like the one side of soil and maybe leave the other one, and then in the fall top it up. Or maybe when the dill plant gets a bit bigger, I might top it up and then just rip this guy out and then put him back down on the top. I don't know, I'll have to wait and see. So there we go with the rest of the beds. The lavender, so funny, I don't generally have the best of luck with lavender in the ground, but these guys overwintered in the raised beds really, really well. Like I put a whole bunch of leaves around them, so this is great. I love that there's so much growth on them. And over here, we had moved some daffodils that had been actually down the ridge partway to the creek. Just random. Like I think at some point in their life a squirrel or something moved them there. But so we moved them here so they're nice and cheery by the beds. Now We've been slowly all week long, you'll see some holes here. I've been taking the raspberries that have come out of where they're supposed to be, and I've tried to put them back into their little areas. And I gave some away to our neighbor, and I've potted up some that I will probably sell a little later in the season. As you can see, the grass is starting to get really long here, so I'm gonna have to, we've been picking a lot of it for the goats and the rabbits, but there's way too much. I'm probably gonna have to come in and just do a quick little clip with the lawnmower. And then the plan this weekend is to get the next layer of logs so that we can take our soil and put it around the raspberries and raise those beds up a bit. All right, we're gonna pop back over there. I had a tree here in this chicken coop, but unfortunately this spring, I don't know if it was just wetter or what, anyway, the tree was literally drowning. Like, it was sitting in probably like this much water above its, like where the bottom of it was. So I ripped it up and I potted it. And I'm waiting to see if there's any sign of life. If there's any sign of life, I'm gonna build a little 3-foot by 3-foot bed and just elevate it off the ground, you know, to log widths, just to see if that'll help, and then put it back. And if it's dead, well, I guess that's my fault for not realizing. So originally here, I had the 3 hascaps. They were also down in the ground, and they were also sitting with this much water around them. So unfortunately, I had to dig them up and do the same idea. So you can see they're not super big logs, but it is raising them, oh, you know, a little less than a foot or so, but still like a good enough that the root system is not completely saturated in the water. So I want to do a similar thing with that apple tree there, if in fact it's alive. If it's not, then like I said, my fault. So we have 2 different kinds of hascaps here. So there's the 2 on either side are the same, and then the one in the middle is different. Hascaps need a pollinator, but the pollinator also produces fruit. So all of these will produce fruit. They just need to have the pollinator friend. Now the 2 on the end are looking really, really good and didn't suffer too much from their drowning experience. But I am keeping a very close eye on this one. There does seem to be some new growth there, but it's really hard to tell. I just hope I haven't completely drowned it. And then on the other side of the rabbit hutches, I have 2 more, and they are in the ground, but the ground over here is a little bit elevated, so they're both doing a lot better. Hello, girls. The girls were out riding them earlier, so I think they're feeling a little lazy now. So you'll see here, we have the netting up. We had actually had the goats on the front lawn, and we had them here, but too much grass too fast, and they can end up with the runs. So they are in the winter pasture for a couple days again. Sleeping sheepies. Oh, not anymore. Oh, you guys are all fine. Yeah. Too fun. Oh, got some hanging out in the hutch. I think the mom, Tariel, and her babies are in there. We're gonna head back up to the front of the house, and you might notice that some things have changed up there. I got a few more plants, and the old owners of this place requested to come and get some of the plants that they had left behind, and we were perfectly fine with that. And they weren't plants that I was super attached to, but they were, so more than happy to let them have it. So you might notice some blank spots here and there until I'm fully done filling them all in. Here by the garden shed is one of those blank spots. I didn't care for the plant that was there, so I was happy to let them have it. In fact, now the jewel weed that we had here will have even more room to spread. Once this comes up and goes to seed, we'll be able to spread it around. I am so happy with how well this has spread. It's really nice to see that. I always like when I see the plants that we brought with us survive, and not only survive but thrive. And because jewelweed, it's a tricky one because you can't really bring it as a rootstock. I ended up before we moved, I literally just skimmed the ground where I thought that there might be seeds and put them in a bucket and crossed my fingers. And then last spring it came up in the bucket, and then I was able to split the bucket, and I put some of it at the front of the barn and some of it by the garden shed. And so now we will have lots of jewelweed because it's one of those things that I like to have because I am so severely allergic to poison ivy. My collection of pots. So this is the tree that I was talking about. I'm just waiting to see if I see signs of life, and then if I do, it'll get replanted, and if I don't, well, then it's out of there. I have some raspberries in some of the pots ready to be sold, and then we have some grapes in the pots until we can get a pergola up and built. The grapes are going to hang out there. I did pick up a couple more hascaps, and these guys are going to go at the end of the pergola as well. The other thing that I grabbed, which I'm really excited about to put at the end of the pergola, is some kiwi. This little one, oh, Sylvester. This little one already has some fruits on it. So, and then with some celery here to go in the garden, and then some flowers to go in, some hanging planters and stuff. But, everything up here is looking really good. Seeing lots of growth on my Rosa Sharons, both of them. I was worried that one was dead, and the front bed is looking really good. I've planted a whole bunch of seeds and whatnot to help fill in some of the spaces. So that's pretty exciting. It's gonna look really pretty when everything all comes up. And I reseeded some chamomile in here, so hoping to see some life there. I'm pretty sure now this is thyme. I had summer savory and thyme in this bed, and I'm pretty sure by the looks of this is all like the thyme, so it's kind of taken over the whole bed, even though I tried to move it. Hosta. There's a hosta hiding in there. Oh, and we have some wild strawberries that we're just letting go so we can eat them. And then I've got some zinnias planted in here. And then I do have some chamomile, some zinnias, and cosmos planted in here. And guys, I don't know if you've seen, these are gorgeous. Look at them. I can't get over how beautiful these are. Like, they're so dark, so pretty, just beautiful. So these ones, these pinky striped ones and that purple striped one, were the ones that I ordered from the Tulip Festival. They sell tulips every year, and these ones, believe it or not, the package that I bought them in, they looked black on the package. They were so dark. But I bought them from a package at Walmart, believe it or not, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Just look at them, just my whole row of just beautiful tulips. Now in between the spaces here, I've planted things like cosmos and borage and a few other little pollinator-friendly plants in between to help fill in the spaces. And then my peonies in the back. I don't expect to see flowers for another year or two. I was told 3 years from transplant time, but I think they're going to be wrong. I see flowers. So I'm really curious to see what color this one comes out to be. Like I said, when I dug these up from my old house, I tried to take clumps from each color, and there was white, pink, dark pink and like a purpley color. So I'm really curious to see which ones came up. Out of all the ones I brought with me, I think I only lost 3 of the plants. So there was one extra here on the end, there was one on that end, and I think that there was one maybe like right there. Anyway, I'm still really happy with the amount of them that came. Oh, Sylvester, you're so funny. But look at that beautiful row of flowers. Someday this is gonna just be popping with color. And my rose bush is doing really, really well too. Can't wait for this one to come up with color. It's all looking good. Our blueberries are doing really good. The hop plant used to be right here, but instead we've put an apple tree in here, and this one's doing really good. You can see the new growth on it. This one is fall red. Yeah, hardy fruit tree. Over here, this one looks really dead. So I'm still holding out hope, but not a lot of hope. Its replacement is in the black pot over there. It's all right. I was prepared for that to happen. And over here, we have our asparagus and strawberries. So not a lot has come up yet. But, I don't know if you guys can see this. Dun-da-da-da. Asparagus. Oh, still 2 years to go before we can eat it. Here on the end, we had some shrubs that the original owners wanted back, so we let them have it. And in exchange, we have now planted some lavender. Look at this row. All the pretty flowers, and soon these will all have roses, and it's gonna be really nice. So my snowball bush here is getting some little buds. Over here, so we just have a few more plants to put in. It's getting there, it's starting to fill in a little bit. And then down on the end here, I actually purchased another snowball bush, so I'll have 2. And this space right here, there is going to be another plant added. And I'm not gonna say anything more until it arrives. Look at this. Aren't these guys pretty? They're so big. Like, I cannot get over how big these guys are. They're huge. All the way down here. So it's really nice, a pop of color from the road now. And another lavender bush right there. There. So that's the other snowball bush. I thought maybe we could go for a walk across the river. We've done some work on the trails back there. And let's see how the blossoms are doing on the apple trees. I thought you would like to see how it keeps changing. This is someone you don't see very often on our videos. She's just a little camera shy. Hey, Gucci. So, this is Goocher. AC named her, and she was really little. Goocher is Sylvester's niece. Oh, good mama. I call her mama, but she's fixed now, so no more kitties for this one. Oh, purring though. What a good girl you are. She's such a good hunter. Good job, Gucci. Just gonna show you guys this quick. I don't know if you can see right there, and then right here. You see those tall bits of green? Those are the fiddleheads that I planted last season. So I'm really excited that they're back and looking really good. So the last time we came this way, hi baby. Oh, she's so funny. Actually, so an interesting thing, when the old house owners came here, we took them back through the back here so they could see, because they were the ones that built this bridge. They told us that this pile here and the pile behind that tree was actually a beaver dam at one point. So that's why the river gets really skinny in here, and this brush pile's here, it was actually a beaver dam. Oh. This guy's having a wee swim. So the last time we came back here, this was just a teeny tiny trail. And we have opened it all up. So one of the reasons why we opened it up was because, one, it was getting way overgrown. 2, I needed the cedar to build some beds. And 3, when we would come around the corner here with the quad to try to get onto the bridge, the dump trailer would never make it on the bridge. It would be going on an angle, which meant we would have to pick it up to straighten it up to get onto the bridge. So the reason why we've cleared it here is so that we can come with the quad and then hit straight onto the bridge to cross over it. So now we have this whole area here that we've cleared out. Once the hay is off the field, we'll be able to come back in here and get this all chipped. And then the plan is to start clearing the trails in through here. So I'm also gonna take you around. So this is the tiny little opening here that goes out into the field. So I've done a little bit of clearing around a few of the trees here. For example, you can now see in here, so we have this tree here and another old apple tree right there. And as you can see, I've cleaned out around it a little bit. I haven't done anything else, just kind of cleaned it out a little bit from underneath. And this apple tree here, I don't know if you can see, but there's definitely some flowers and stuff. But now there's a little bit of a loop in through here. So here, you can see through there too. And hopefully we'll slowly start to work away a little bit more. Now this we've really been working on clearing up. So the last time I brought you here, there would have been a lot of trees along this line here. And we spent a day and we cleared them out. Now we just have to finish this little bush pile here and this whole line, probably to somewhere we're about there, and then that's where the bees will go. So they'll have lots of nice sun. And then we've put a brush pile here, and same thing, once the hay's off the field, we can come in here and chip it. Look at this, guys. Look at these beauties. And oh, I don't know if you can see that. There is definitely some bumblebees up there working really hard. Yeah, that's good. They're looking pretty happy. Good, good, good. Oh, there's some pink blossoms on that one. I'm really excited to see what these guys produce as far as apples go. We don't know if this is the original stock, if this is grown up from the root stock, if it's crab apples, if it's good size apples. We really have no idea. Last season was a bit of a drought, so the apples were very, very small. So it wasn't a true indication of what kind of apples there could be on the 4 trees that I've cleaned. But now I have another 4 trees. So we have a total of 8 trees cleared in this apple orchard, and many, many more. But that's just what I've got done so far this year. Hopefully this fall and through next winter we can pound out and clean a few more of them. because I'd really like to see what's all in here. Are you going swimming? Did you go swimming? Oh, where are you off to now? Oh, Molly's going down. You going swimming? Yeah? Oh, there she goes. What do you find? What are you doing, Molly? Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? Don't fall in. Atta girl. Good job. All right, guys. So just a short little tour today. Maybe in another couple weeks we'll show you, probably beginning of June, I'll give you another one. Until then, stay safe. We'll see you next time. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy birthday to my littlest niece. Bye.